Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Tibetan Buddhist Society. If there's anybody new here, this property was bought, and everything here was the vision of Geshe Acharya Thubten Loden, who's this Tibetan monk behind me here. And everything here, from the temple, the books, the teaching program we have, everything was instigated by Geshe. So we'll today, actually, for this series, this introductory series, we'll be following Geshe Loden's Essence of the Path to Enlightenment text, going through chapter by chapter, week by week. So just to start, we'll settle down, just meditate, just breathing for a few minutes, just to settle, to be here where we are. So just relax, make yourself as comfortable as possible. If you have a mobile phone, please turn it to flight mode, and just relax, body and mind, and breathe in and breathe out. Just settle. Just to be present. Just breathing at your own pace. Just gently breathing in, breathing out. And just relax. Just breathing in, breathing out. No rush. Just being present. Just watching the flow of the breath coming in and going out. That's all. Enjoy the sensation of breathing. Just watch your breath rising and falling, coming in, flowing out. Let your mind settle and your body. Just breathing, nothing more. Keep breathing. Breathing in, breathing out. Just let your mind and your body relax. Just enjoy the sensation of breathing. Our first breath, in-breath occurs at birth. Our final out-breath at death. In between, we breathe in, we breathe out. Enjoy this opportunity just to relax, observing the flow of the breath in and out. Nothing else to concentrate on. No need to think about anything else. This time, this place. Just relax and breathe. The mind rides on the winds of the body. So let the wind, let the breath relax, and let the mind relax. Okay, so just keep breathing in, breathing out. No need to stop. So this introductory series is for 9 weeks. So during that time we'll go through Geshe Loden's Essence of the Path to Enlightenment text, the book. from Guru Yoga to enlightenment. So we'll go chapter by chapter, week by week. So the Lamrim, the Tibetan name for Path to Enlightenment, is the stages of the path progressively to attain enlightenment. The purpose of practicing Dharma, Buddha Dharma, is to overcome suffering and attain cessation of suffering. Practicing Dharma is useful in worldly activities, and it's very useful step by step to actually attaining the state of enlightenment. So we'll go through the chapters in the book. The first chapter is the Guru, which is Guru Yoga is the practice of having a guru who is a teacher or a life coach, a guide, and which we require generally in everything we do. So from what we learn in kinder, primary school, high school, university, at work, at home, wherever, we generally require a teacher in some form, whether that's a teacher at school or at university, wherever, or a parent, or even to the point nowadays of Google, where we have a teacher, a guide who can get us to wherever we need to go in our worldly pursuits, either giving us information or even giving us some advice on where to drive, how to get there. So these things. With the path to enlightenment, this is much more complex. It is not an easy thing to attain enlightenment. It may take many lifetimes to attain enlightenment, but from the Buddhist perspective, lifetimes are beginningless and endless. So a few lifetimes to attain enlightenment isn't a great deal. Life will go on and on and on. So if we don't bother, we don't get enlightened. And even though the conditions that we experience may be satisfying, we may have happiness in the cycle of life, death, rebirth, karma, cause and effect, changes things. And with most worldly things we do, we make plans, we do things to create the outcomes we want, but despite our plans, obstacles occur. The most obvious, blatant being COVID-19, that no matter how wealthy you are, no matter what country you live in, everybody, it seems, everybody in the world is impacted. So regardless of race, religion, country, climate, great wealth, poverty, it impacts everyone. So despite all our worldly activities, things come along that are real comparison. And with or without COVID, the other big problem in samsara, the cycle of birth, aging, death, rebirth, aging, death, is death itself. So no matter how much we create good conditions, and no matter how much money we have or how great our friends are, what celebrity, high status we may have, everything ends, which is very annoying. So it's great to have good conditions. Buddhism allows and shows the way to have good conditions, but to be free from cyclic existence is the main issue, the main point of practicing Buddha Dharma. So with the practice, we need a guide. Our guide here at the Tibetan Buddhist Society is Geshe Loden here. Geshe Loden passed away in 2011, coming up for 10 years. His legacy, as he said, are his books, his 9 books. There are 3 of the Path to Enlightenment books, the Essence, Meditations, and the very large encyclopedic Path to Enlightenment, as well as a prayer book and 4 Vajrayana books and a book on Buddha potential, why it is possible to attain, for all sentient beings to attain enlightenment. So we'll be looking through Geshe-la's Essence of the Path, and so we'll start with the first chapter. So we'll go through these week by week, and in Buddhism, the method to absorb the teachings is through hearing, listening, thinking, and meditating. So we'll go through that, and listening or hearing is, if you're at home, if you've got the text, then through reading. So you read, you think, and then you meditate. And by putting those together, then step by step you create the conditions for realizations, so that you check up on everything. If it doesn't work for you, then no problem, let it go. But through 2,500 years of Buddhist practice, then there is a lineage of Buddhist teachers, monks, nuns, lay people, laymen, laywomen, who have attained enlightenment. So it's not, in the Buddhist tradition, it's not just Shakimuni Buddha who has attained enlightenment. Everyone can attain enlightenment, and it is doable. That's the point. It is, we should do that. We should really enjoy the attempt, and Dharma practice should, done correctly, be a path of happiness. Happiness where the mind is settled, the mind is content. Yes, obstacles and problems and stuff happens, but how you deal with everything in life depends on your own mind. So that's what meditation is, the ability to focus the mind, to see the mind, and to step by step attain the realizations that are required for the attainment of complete perfect enlightenment. And in the Tibetan tradition, the path is that of Mahayana Dharma, which is wishing to attain enlightenment for all sentient beings. So not just rescuing oneself from the suffering of cyclic existence, but wishing and practicing to attain enlightenment so that all sentient beings can attain enlightenment. So we'll start with the first chapter. I'll just read a few things from there. So if anybody wants to purchase the book, it is The Essence of the Path to Enlightenment, and it is available through the enjoyment shop here. So in the first chapter, Guru says, in the Dharma is found the means to attain the temporal benefits of wealth, power, fame, beauty, health, and births of high status. So Dharma is useful for worldly things as well as the attainment of enlightenment. The paths to these results are found in knowing the Guru, knowing life, death, refuge, karma. So these are the chapters in the essence of the path to enlightenment. So we go through these step by step. And it continues, even such benefits pale beside the transcendence of high and low, good and bad, happiness and suffering, birth and death, found in the permanently blissful cessation of suffering, that is Nirvana. So Nirvana is the cessation of suffering. The knowing of samsara and Nirvana is the key to this. But Nirvana itself is but an atom by comparison with the space-like qualities of enlightenment, which has the capacity to spontaneously, naturally, and effortlessly release all who live from suffering and secure them in peace and blissful happiness. The means to attain enlightenment begins with the realization of bodhicitta. Bodhicitta is, for the sake of others, wishing to attain complete perfect enlightenment, and then venturing, actually practicing the stages to attain complete perfect enlightenment. Then practicing the 6 perfections of the Bodhisattva path, which we'll get to, of generosity, ethics, patience, joyous effort, sometimes called perseverance, but it should be done with joy rather than just persevering, and concentration, which is calm abiding, settling the mind, and with wisdom, the 6th perfection, which is directly perceiving the nature of reality, how things actually are, not our projection of what they are. This knowledge of the Dharma, as set forth briefly in this book, flows from the Guru, who is the source of all the benefit that the Dharma brings. So for us, for the students here at the Tibetan Buddhist Society who lived here with Geshe Acharya Thubten Loden, he is our Guru. In the big picture, if you haven't met Geshe, or if you have other gurus, that's fantastic. Or you can think of Shakimuni Buddha as a guru, as a teacher, as a guide. So all of these the teachings of Tibetan Buddhism all come from Shakimuni Buddha. It's not something made up in Tibet. It's all from scriptural sources from Shakimuni Buddha, and then through the Indian tradition where these teachings were taught, thought about and meditated upon at various universities in India, Nalanda being the main university at the time, over 2,000 years ago. And from Nalanda Monastic University, these teachings were brought across the mountains to Tibet, and they've been in practice since then. And after the communist invasion of Tibet in 1959, these Buddhist teachings have all come to the West, into India, and then step by step to all the other countries around the world, which is very fortunate for us. So in the requirements of a guru, the qualities of a guru, that Maitreya, who will be the next founding Buddha when all of Shakyamuni Buddha's teachings have gone, when no one even knows they exist, the Maitreya Buddha will appear at that time to start again. Maitreya, in his teaching the ornament for the Mahayana Sutras, explained the 10 qualities to seek out in a guru. He wrote, rely on a guru who is controlled, pacified, completely pacified, who has more knowledge than you, perseverance, a wealth of scriptural knowledge, realization of suchness, is skilled in teaching, has compassion, and has abandoned being discouraged from teaching. So this is explained in Geshe-la's book, the 10 qualities. So rely on a guru who's controlled. So your guru, your teacher, your guide, must have pure morality. The next quality is pacified. The guru must have a mind that is pacified and undistracted through the practice of concentration. The third quality, a mind that is completely pacified by discriminating wisdom. The fourth quality is having greater knowledge than oneself. The fifth is having perseverance, joyous effort to keep bashing away at the student's mind. The sixth is a wealth of scriptural knowledge. 7, the realization of suchness, which is the mind, wisdom perceiving the actual nature of reality, the emptiness of inherent existence, is skilled in teaching, has love and compassion, and has abandoned being discouraged from teaching, so is not lazy in teaching the Dharma. And then goes on to explain if the 10 qualities aren't available, then the guru should have at least 5, which are ethics, concentration, wisdom, realization of emptiness and compassion. And if these aren't possible, things get really challenging, then at a minimum, one's guru should have 3 qualities: more qualities than faults, more concern for others than for himself or herself, and more interest in future lives than this life. So not out for fame or wealth or anything, just concern about future lives, which is therefore good conduct, good practice. And if the guru teaches or requests anything of you that you find conduct unbecoming, then you should not do that. You should have total faith in a guru, in a teacher, and the guru should have those qualities so that you can trust your guru. So the means of relating to the guru is to follow the guru's advice. For us here, the Geshe-la's books are the guru now. The advice that Geshe-la gave to his students at the time that people remember and have integrated, that's fantastic. But Geshe-la's wisdom, love, compassion, all his teachings are in these books, so we can through following these step by step, through reading, through thinking, contemplating, and through meditating, step by step attain enlightenment. It may not be easy, but we just practice, continue on, chip away at it. And your mind will settle, will get clearer. All of these stages will occur step by step. If not this life, next life. It's cause and effect. So all the conditions that we have further on in the teachings, there are all the chapter on karma, which is cause and effect. So if for every cause you create, there is an effect. If you create the causes for enlightenment, following step by step along the path, enlightenment will occur whether you like it or not. So it's quite good. You just practice. And it does not require you to become a monk or a nun or live in a forest or a cave. You can practice at home, at work, at university, at school, wherever, at the shops, all the time. It is just the path to enlightenment is transforming our mind, not the external world. So by creating causes, we experience the results. The causes, as explained step by step in this series, will be, it's fairly obvious. Generosity creates wealth. People generally think that maybe there are other ways of creating wealth. From the Buddhist perspective, generosity is the cause of wealth. So people who are super wealthy in this life but may not have generosity in this life think, how's that possible? From a Buddhist perspective, their great generosity in a previous life has caused their wonderful conditions of wealth in this. But as you can observe, lots of wealthy people are not happy. They're wealthy, but depressed or angry or selfish, or and when they may have millions of dollars or billions of dollars, but death will probably get to them, even if they live to 100, before they get to spend their billions of dollars. So the main issue, the best thing about Dharma is having a settled mind of compassion, thinking of others. So I thought today we could do a wonderful meditation on visualization of Shakimuni Buddha, the wonderful statue here behind me. Visualizing Shakimuni Buddha as the Guru. And I'll just lead it, you can just relax. It's got some wonderful visualizations in there, so it's really nice practice for following the path, for settling and soothing the mind, for bringing joy to the mind. And the intention of all practices in Buddhism is for the sake of others. So we meditate for the sake of others. So all of these practices, that is bodhicitta, the wish to attain enlightenment, to benefit others. So in the meditation, so I'll just lead it and you can relax and just meditate, enjoy. So it begins with the refuge and bodhicitta prayer, which is to Shakimuni Buddha. To the Buddha, Dharma and Sangha, I go for refuge until becoming enlightened. Through the merit of my generosity and so on, may I achieve Buddhahood to benefit all beings. May all living beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May all living beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all living beings never be separated from the happiness which is without suffering. And may all living beings abide in equanimity, free from desire and hatred. In order to benefit all living beings, quickly, I must attain the precious state of perfect enlightenment. Therefore, I shall practice meditating on the non-duality of the Guru and Shakimuni Buddha. I prostrate my three doors of body, speech and mind with a mind of respect and offer all actually arranged and mentally emanated offerings. I reveal all the downfalls and negativities that I have ever collected and rejoice in the virtues of individuals and superiors. Please remain perfectly abiding until samsara is no longer seen. I request you to turn the vast and profound wheels of Dharma I dedicate this virtue, myself and others, to the great enlightenment. And then visualize offering a mandala with the ground anointed with perfume, strewn with flowers, Mount Meru, 4 continents, adorned with sun and moon, imagined as a Buddha pure land, and offered thus. May all beings enjoy such pure lands. Now visualize in space, in front, about 10 feet in front of you, the level of your forehead. From emptiness, from space, appears a precious throne supported by 8 snow lions in the nature of light. In aspect, it is a precious throne. In nature, it is Shakimuni Buddha's wisdom truth body. On top of the throne, from emptiness, arises the white syllable palm, which transforms into a white lotus flower. Visualize beautiful white lotus in the nature of light above the throne. This symbolizes renunciation. On top of this arises a syllable R, which transforms into a moon disk mandala, symbolizing bodhicitta, the wish to attain enlightenment, for the benefit of all sentient beings. On top of the moon mandala, from emptiness, arises a sun disk mandala, symbolizing the realization of wisdom. On top of these 3 cushions, from emptiness, arises Shakimuni Buddha. To visualize Shakimuni Buddha sitting throne, lotus, sun and moon in front of you. The nature of light, as best you can. Just know that Shakimuni Buddha is there, despite your ability or inability to concentrate and visualize perfectly. In nature, Shakimuni Buddha is my kind root guru. In aspect, he is the commitment being, Shakimuni Buddha. He has 1 face, 2 arms, his 1 face symbolizes that Shakimuni Buddha perceives the one nature of all phenomena. Their emptiness of inherent existence. His 2 arms symbolize the 2 truths. His right hand symbolizes the great method. On the left symbolizes great wisdom. His right hand rests on his right knee in the earth-touching mudra, which symbolizes Shakimuni Buddha's power to stop all negativities, especially the suffering of the 3 lower realms. His left hand rests in his lap in the mudra of concentration and holds a bowl of nectar, the nectar which destroys all delusions and especially all diseases. At Shakimuni Buddha's crown is a white Om, symbolizing the Vajra body. At his throat, a red R, symbolizing Vajra speech. And at his heart is a blue Om, symbolizing Vajra mind. His holy body is golden coloured, golden light nature, like a rainbow. He is a monk wearing the 3 Dharma robes, symbolizing pure ethics. He is adorned with the 32 major signs and the 80 minor marks. He sits in the Vajra position and emanates countless rays of light in all directions. At his heart, visualize a blue syllable Hum, H-U-M. It is surrounded by the mantra Om Muni Muni Maha Muniye Soha. From the Hung and the mantra rosary, white light emanates in the 10 directions. Visualize white light emanating, making wisdom offerings to all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. So visualize that the white light transforms into various offerings, such as the 8 auspicious symbols of good fortune, the precious umbrella, the golden fishes, treasure vase, gentle lotus, the conch, endless knot, the victory sign and the Dhammachakra. The light also transforms into the 5 qualities of enjoyment: the mirror, the lute, incense, fruit and cloth, which symbolize the enjoyment of forms, sounds, aromas, tastes and tangible things. These wisdom offerings are presented to all the limitless Buddhas, the 10 directions. Then all these limitless Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, along with their realizations of love, compassion, wisdom, power, energy, and so forth, transform into countless wisdom being Shakimuni Buddhas. These wisdom being Shakimuni Buddhas, some as large as mountains, some as small as sesame seeds, dissolve into the commitment being Shakimuni Buddha visualized in front. Like snow dissolving into a great ocean. The wisdom beings become non-dual with the commitment being. So then we make requests to Shakimuni Buddha visualized in front. So visualize yourself as leader, surrounded by all sentient beings. All sentient beings of all the realms, but all visualized as human. Knowing their suffering, disease, short life, obscurations and so on, we make the following request to Shakimuni Buddha. You are a guru. You are the Buddha jewel. You are the Dharma jewel. You are the Sangha jewel. And you are our protector. From this moment until we all attain enlightenment, please hold us with the hook of your great compassion. Please release us from all negativities of body, speech and mind, from the two obscurations, and from the suffering of lower rebirths. So now visualize from the blue hum and the mantra, Muni Maha Muni Soha, at Shakimuni Buddha's heart, white light. Visualize white light and white nectar radiate and dissolve into oneself and all sentient beings. Just visualize nature of white light coming. And really feel it. Feel the blessings of the Buddha in the nature of white light. Because what we're doing is creating causes, transforming our mind to experience the effects, the results. Feel that the light and nectar especially purify and dissolve all disease and all causes of disease. All cancers, AIDS, chronic illness, plagues like COVID, epidemics, so forth. Feel that these are washed out through the lower parts of our body, disappear, forever dissolving into emptiness. Feel that all beings, oneself and others, are now filled with white nectar. And think, now we have received the realization of peacefulness from Shakimuni Buddha. Then we make the request, I and all beings are poor in realization and our faculties are dull. Through your great compassion, please bestow on us all realizations and ordinary and superior powerful attainments. Then orange light and nectar emanate from the horn of Shakymuni's heart and dissolve into ourself and all sentient beings visualized around us. Feel you completely filled with orange, blissful, light nature nectar. And think, now we have received the realization of increase from Shakyamuni Buddha. Then we make the request, I and all beings have no energy and no power. Through your great compassion, please bestow on us the limitless energy and power of Buddhas. At this, red light, red nectar emanate from the horn, mantra rosary and Shakyamuni Buddha's heart and dissolve into oneself and all sentient beings through the crown, filling us with red light and nectar. Just really feel that, feel red light coming through the crown, filling your body with energy. Feel that oneself and all beings achieve the power of faith, power of perseverance, joyous effort, power of mindfulness, concentration and wisdom. Then think, now we have received the realization of energy from Shakimuni Buddha. Then we make the final request to Shakimuni Buddha. I and all beings have many hindrances and obscurations. Through your great compassion, please bestow on us the power to dispel all obstacles. At this, blue light and nectar emanate from the hung and the mantra rosary at Shakymuni's heart and dissolve into oneself and all beings through the crown, filling us with blue light and nectar, completely filling with blue light. And think, contemplate. Now, we have received the realization of energy and wrathfulness from Shakyamuni Buddha. And the thought, O worthy refuge, through you may living beings be quickly protected from all fears, disease, epidemics, evil spirits, demons, untimely death, bad dreams, bad signs, and so forth. At this point, visualize that from the blue hung and mantra rosary Shakyamuni Buddha's heart, golden light emanates through all the realms. Visualize golden light going out from Shakyamuni Buddha in all directions to the desire realms, form realms, formless realms, transforming them all into pure lands. At the same time, the golden light touches all living beings, instantly transforming them into Shakyamuni Buddhas. These then gather and dissolve into the main commitment being, Shakyamuni Buddha, whose bliss is thus enhanced. Commitment being, Shakyamuni Buddha, now comes to your crown and dissolves into you. Visualize Shakimuni Buddha comes forward, sits above your crown, smaller, about the size of a thumbnail, and then dissolves into you, down to your heart. And feel that Shakimuni Buddha's Vajra body and your own body are non-dual. Shakimuni Buddha's Vajra speech and your own speech are non-dual. And Shakimuni Buddha's Vajra mind and your own mind are non-dual. Just sit with that, enjoy. Just think that Shakimuni Buddha's body, speech and mind, the qualities, are oneness with one's own body, speech and mind. This is mind training. And then we dedicate thinking, by these virtues, may the limitless living beings without exception have long life and health, with excellent happiness and enjoyments, through completing the twin collections of merit and wisdom. May all quickly achieve the unsurpassed supreme attainments. Through the Buddha, with compassion equally for all. May we be liberated quickly from all that frightens, all plagues, evil spirits, untimely death, all bad dreams, bad signs, and so forth. Through the power of this praise and request to you, by completing the 5 paths and 10 grounds, with renunciation, bodhicitta, and correct view, may I achieve Buddhahood to benefit all beings. Through the power of this concentration, may I never be parted from the mind of enlightenment. May I become a source of benefit for all living beings, supporting them naturally, like sun, moon, and sky. And then contemplate, by this virtue, may all beings complete the collections of wisdom and merit, and attain the two holy bodies, arisen from wisdom and merit. May the precious, superior mind of enlightenment be generated in those who have not yet generated it, and not decrease in those who have developed it, but increase continuously. So the practice of Tibetan Buddhism begins with the guru, with the guide. So all of the teachings that follow come from the Buddha. So by acquainting oneself with Shakimuni Buddha, we then step by step, very gradually at our own pace, follow the path to enlightenment through all of the stages. And as Shakimuni Buddha said in his first teaching, on the Four Noble Truths, the truth of suffering, the causes, the cessation of suffering, and the path to that cessation. Those four lines, those four thoughts are the path to enlightenment. So knowing that suffering exists, knowing the causes, knowing there is a cessation of that suffering, and knowing that there is a path already existing to that cessation of suffering. That is the path to enlightenment. So the Four Noble Truths are really the essence of the path to enlightenment. And all of that is then expounded and extended in the path to enlightenment teachings. So next week we'll go through the next chapter, which is life. It sort of relates to our opportunity here and now for practicing leisure and fortune, having these conditions which allow us to practice Dharma and just practice, have our life really, a life of leisure and fortune. So we'll go through that chapter next week. So if anybody has any questions, please ask. And if no questions, then we have the opportunity for cups of tea, coffee, and cake. No questions? One question?
Just
We have online, a separate reality. So the wonderful thing about the practice of Dharma is that it is doable, and it isn't a path of struggle or suffering. It's a path out of suffering. So that's why it should be a joyful, wonderful practice that we do, and it should make everyday living more joyous and more beneficial, because the practice of Dharma is about benefiting all sentient beings, and sentient beings are everywhere. So there's many, many opportunities. Human beings, animals, insects, and beings that we cannot perceive. So, and then benefiting all sentient beings expands to looking after the environment, looking after your garden, looking after the planet. So benefiting all sentient beings is so many opportunities.
Questions?
Questions? Online questions?
Louis asking a question.
Yes.
How does my or your enlightenment benefit all beings?
How does enlightenment benefit all beings?
How does my or your enlightenment benefit all beings?
So the question is, how does my or anybody's enlightenment benefit all sentient beings? The point of practicing Dharma is to benefit all sentient beings, and Buddhas have attained that level of only thinking of others, where at our stage we practicing benefiting others. Buddhas only benefit others. The best examples I can see of Buddhas manifesting in the human realm are people like His Holiness the Dalai Lama and my kind root guru Geshe Acharya Thubten Loden. Their entire life is just benefiting others. So there's nothing they actually require themselves apart from food and water and shelter. Geshe Loden, in the 30 plus years I knew him, everything he did was for others. So just on the big scale here, this property, 10 acres, the temple, Geshe-la's books, they're not for benefiting himself. Geshe-la's mind is already enlightened. His entire life was just to benefit others. So enlightenment and Buddha's only concern is benefiting others. Then it's dependent to our karma, cause and effect, to have a connection with Buddhas. So by generating the mind to wish to receive the blessings or teachings or qualities of Buddhas, then we come closer to that. So it is cause and effect. We're creating the conditions for enlightenment. But enlightened beings only benefit others. And though we may not perceive what enlightened beings do, enlightened beings perceive everything. So it's for us to accept or understand or appreciate what enlightened beings are doing. But most of the time we're only thinking about ourselves. So try to expand that. Any other question.
One more from Meg. Regarding the advice on qualities of Guru. On the one hand, looking for the qualities as described in the book, but on the other hand, recognizing that I may be placing my own projections on the Guru. As one who has taken a Guru, how did you make this distinction?
Yeah, so the question is, having a guru with the 10 qualities, or projecting the 10 qualities onto the guru from one's own side. So I think the main thing with a guru is to feel safe with the guru. So that's just on a worldly sense. My good friend Les Shea in Perth said, really, like the 10 qualities are necessary, but you really need to feel safe and comfortable with the guru. So never do anything that's that you're not comfortable with. So the rest of the qualities of knowing that the guru's mind is controlled, pacified, completely pacified from our own side. If we're not controlled, pacified, or completely pacified, it's difficult to ascertain that. But generally, other qualities there, so the guru's knowing more than oneself. So it's the thing of you look for a guru with the 10 qualities, or the 5, or the 3, but you continuously check up. That's the big thing. Check up on the guru and check up on yourself, whether you're because the guru is there really just to teach. So your guru is like a coach. You actually have to do the work. So it's like one's guru is just one's spiritual advisor. So that's important. And so it's really difficult at our level to know how many of the 10 qualities our guru has. In my experience with Geshe Acharya Thubten Loden, he was able to give the appropriate advice to all of his diverse students of many different backgrounds, many different levels in society, and he was able to just deal with people generally. So from politicians to people who didn't know him and he didn't know them. So he was just a very pleasant, wonderful, compassionate person to meet. So for someone who didn't, like a guru is not a guru to everyone. A guru is only a guru from our side. To many people, Geshe was probably just a nice, kind, old Tibetan monk. To others, he was a Buddha. So it's from our own side that whether the person is a guru or perceived as a guru or perceived as a Buddha. I think only a Buddha could perceive a Buddha, so it's at that level. But once you have a guru, then practice with faith and with effort. Follow the guru's advice. And if the advice is following the path to enlightenment, the teachings of the Buddha, then no problem. Should be no problem. That's it. Okay. Thank you all up there in cyberspace. Thank you all here in the Geshe Acharya Thubten Loden's wonderful Peaceful Land of Joy Temple. Thank you for coming. Please come and enjoy a wonderful cup of tea, coffee, cake, bickies, whatever they got. You out there in cyberspace, go and make yourself a cup of tea in your kitchen. Enjoy the rest of the day, and see you next time.